Did you know that microchips that are being manufactured nowadays can contain up to 10 billion transistors in an area which is comparable to the size of your fingernail? Hello everyone, my name is Rajat Govil and I am a student of Maharaja Surajmal Institute of Technology and currently pursuing my graduation in Electronics and Communication Engineering. I am also a trainee in Pine Training Academy in the Physical Design batch, and here at Pine I have carried out several projects in domains like FPGA design, physical design, design synthesis and many more. The project that I'll be demonstrating today is called Macro Placement and Blockage Application, and I'll be carrying out this project on Cadence Innovus tool. So I have loaded my design here on Innovus, and as you can see that this square area which I am hovering my cursor on is the core, and these blocks which are at the outside are called macros. Before we move on with the project, we have to understand a few terms. First of all, what is the core? The core is basically the total area that is provided to us designers in which we will carry out all of our PD steps, ranging from the floor planning all the way till the routing. And what are macros? Macros are basically any functional blocks that perform certain functions in the design, but the information regarding the macros, that is the internal information, is not known to the end designer. We only know the macros physical parameters. The macro are distributed to us by different vendors along with their specification files. So first of all, I'll set the core utilization. The core utilization is nothing but just the amount of area that the core will be utilized by the standard cells and the macros combined. So to set the core utilization, we'll first go to floor plan and then specify floor plan. Here we can see that the core utilization is set to 70%. So I'll change this to 60% for this project and then I'll click on OK. As you can see that the core area has been changed and modified accordingly to adjust the core utilization to 60%. We can again recheck it and we can see that the utilization is 60 and the width and the height of the core have been adjusted. So the next thing that we'll do is we'll apply the blockages on the macros. The blockage that we'll be applying is called a halo. A halo is nothing but just a placement blockage, specifically a hard placement blockage, which restricts the placement of standard cells in the area in which it is defined. So to define a halo for all of these macros, you again go to floor plan, edit floor plan, and then edit halo. Here we'll select the option for all blocks. It is already selected here. And then the next thing we'll do is that we'll specify the halo dimensions. So for this, I'll be specifying the dimensions as 10 microns for each of the sides. And then I'll click on OK. Now you can see that the halo has been applied for each and every macro and the dimension is 10 microns. So the next thing that we'll do is that we'll place the macros in the core area. Now the one thing that we have to consider while placing the macros is that we have to follow the guidelines for the macro placement. And one of the basic guidelines says that the macros should be placed according to their fly lines. So the next thing that you have to do is you have to see which of the fly lines are available. So you can see that this macro has these two fly lines. So I'll be placing this macro near to these pins. I'll first rotate this macro and then I'll place this here. The next thing that we have to do is we have to place the other macros as well. But since there are no fly lines that are available for them, so it means that they are connected to the standard cells. So in this case, we have to just do the rough placement or an estimated placement so that you can iterate this afterwards. So the next thing we'll do is we'll place these macros as well. So all the macros have been placed in the core area, and the next thing that we have to do is that we have to find place them. Currently they are placed randomly and they are not placed very properly. So the next thing that we'll do is that we'll find place them. To do that, I'll just zoom in the core and then I'll abut these macros to the core edges. And similarly, I'll do the same process for the other macros as well. So as we can see that our macros have been placed They have been placed according to the macro placement guidelines and they are all abutted to the core edges. What we can do to improve this design is that we can carry out an iteration of the placement so that we can see how the standard cells are being connected to the macros, and then accordingly we can change the orientation of the macros in order to get the optimum result. That's all. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you.